vans ever built. Now I know what you're thinking. Vans, really? But stick around, because these aren't your average soccer mom cars or delivery vehicles. These are fire-breathing, tire-shredding monsters that defy everything you thought you knew about vans. Throughout automotive history, there have been a handful of manufacturers and custom builders who looked at the humble van and asked, what if we made this thing ridiculously fast? The results are the automotive oddities we're covering today. These beasts combine insane power with practical space. The ultimate sleepers that will leave supercars questioning what just happened at the stoplight. Number 5. Ford Transit Supervan 3. Starting our countdown at number 5 is a van that literally screams Formula One technology. The legendary Ford Transit Supervan 3. The story of Ford's Supervans goes back to the 1970s, but the third iteration, unveiled in 1994, took the concept to unprecedented heights. What makes this van particularly special is what's hiding underneath that modified transit body. Ford essentially built this monster around a Cosworth HB Formula One engine. Yes, you heard that right. A genuine Formula One power plant in a delivery van. This 3.5-liter V8 engine was capable of producing a mind-blowing 730 horsepower, which was astronomical for the mid-90s. The Supervan 3 wasn't just about straight-line speed, though. Ford mounted that F1 engine in the middle of a custom space-frame chassis with proper racing suspension and aerodynamics. In essence, this was a Formula One car wearing a transit costume. Performance figures were absolutely staggering for a vehicle with the profile of a brick. The Supervan 3 could rocket from 0 to 60 miles per hour in approximately 3 seconds, and had a top speed exceeding 150 miles per hour. Remember, this was in 1994, when most supercars were struggling to match these numbers. What's particularly fascinating about the Transit Supervan 3 is how Ford used it as the ultimate marketing tool. This wasn't just a one-off prototype gathering dust in a warehouse. Ford regularly demonstrated it at motorsport events across Europe, where the sight and sound of a transit van screaming around racetracks at incredible speeds drew massive crowds. In 2004, Ford refurbished the Supervan 3 and replaced the high-maintenance F1 engine with a still impressive Cosworth Pro Sports 3000 V6, producing around 500 horsepower. While this reduced its outright power, it made the van more usable for demonstration events. The Transit Supervan 3 remains one of Ford's most memorable promotional vehicles, proving that with enough engineering talent and motorsport technology, even the humble Transit can be transformed into something extraordinary. 4. Renault ESPACE F1. Coming in at number 4 is what might be the most insane family minivan ever created, the Renault ESPACE F1. In 1994, to celebrate both the 10th anniversary of the ESPACE minivan and Renault's success as an engine supplier in Formula One, the French manufacturer decided to create something truly outrageous. They took their practical family ESPACE and transformed it into a Formula One-powered monster. The standard ESPACE was completely gutted, with only the basic shape remaining. Underneath, Renault installed a carbon fiber chassis similar to their F1 cars. But the real magic happened at the back, where they mounted the genuine 3.5-liter V10 engine from the 1993 Williams-Renault FW15C Formula One car. The same engine that powered Alain Prost to his 4th World Championship. This naturally aspirated V10 produced an astonishing 800 horsepower and could scream all the way to 13,800 RPM. The engine was paired with the actual 6-speed semi-automatic transmission from the Williams F1 car, sending power to the rear wheels. The performance was, unsurprisingly, completely bonkers. The ESPACE F1 could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.8 seconds, supercar territory even by today's standards, and had a top speed of around 194 miles per hour. Perhaps more impressively, it could go from 0 to 120 miles per hour in just 6.9 seconds. And thanks to its carbon ceramic brakes, it could stop from 125 miles per hour in just 4.5 seconds. What makes the ESPACE F1 particularly fascinating is that it retained seating for 4 people. The standard ESPACE was known for being a practical family vehicle, and even in this insane F1-powered version, You could technically bring 3 passengers along for the terrifying ride. The interior featured 4 Recaro bucket seats, each with racing harnesses and a central F1-style dashboard. The ESPACE F1 was unveiled at the 1994 Paris Motor Show, where it became an instant sensation. While only 2 were ever built, 1 functioning prototype and 1 show model, the yellow rocket van has become an icon of automotive insanity and is regularly cited as one of the coolest concept vehicles ever created. In a world of practical minivans designed for school runs and grocery shopping, the Renault ESPACE F1 stands as a glorious monument to automotive excess and a reminder that even the most practical vehicles can be transformed into something extraordinary with enough imagination and Formula One technology. Number 3. Mercedes-Benz R63 AMG. Taking our number 3 spot is the only factory-produced van on our list that you could actually buy from a dealership. The rare and somewhat forgotten Mercedes-Benz R63 AMG. Unveiled in 2006, the R63 AMG might look like a conventional luxury people carrier, but underneath that understated exterior lurks the heart of a supercar. Mercedes took their practical R-Class, essentially a luxury minivan with upscale appointments, and decided to give it the full AMG treatment. The result was the installation of AMG's hand-built naturally aspirated 6.2-liter V8 engine, producing a thunderous 503 horsepower and 465 pound-foot of torque. This massive power was sent to all 4 wheels through Mercedes' 7G-tronic automatic transmission and 4 MATIC all-wheel drive system. Despite weighing nearly 5,000 pounds, the R63 could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.6 seconds, faster than many sports cars of its era. Its top speed was electronically limited to 155 miles per hour, though without the limiter, it would likely reach much higher velocities. What makes the R63 AMG truly special is its rarity. It was only produced for the 2007 model year, with estimates suggesting fewer than 200 were ever built worldwide. This exclusivity wasn't intentional. Mercedes had planned a longer production run, but extremely low sales figures led to its quick cancellation. The R63 was, in many ways, a vehicle nobody asked for. With a price tag of over $87,000 when new, equivalent to about $125,000 today, it was significantly more expensive than other luxury SUVs and minivans. The market for a minivan that could outrun sports cars was apparently quite limited. Today, however, the R63 AMG has achieved cult status among automotive enthusiasts. Clean examples command premium prices on the used market, often selling for more than their original MSRP when adjusted for inflation. It's become one of those rare vehicles that was a commercial failure, but an enthusiast's dream. What's particularly appealing about the R63 is its sleeper status. To the untrained eye, it looks like a regular Mercedes minivan. Only the quad exhaust tips, subtle AMG badging, and slightly more aggressive bodywork hint at its performance potential. It's the ultimate stealth family hauler that can embarrass sports cars while carrying 6 people in leather-lined comfort. The R63 AMG stands as proof that sometimes the most interesting vehicles are created when manufacturers let their performance divisions loose on the most unlikely platforms. Number 2. Toyota PREVIA ALL-TRAC Supercharged. Our number 2 spot goes to one of the most unusual production vans ever created, the Toyota PREVIA ALL-TRAC Supercharged. While it might not have the raw power of some other vans on this list, its unique engineering and surprising performance earn it a high ranking. Introduced in the early 1990s, the PREVIA was already an engineering oddity. Toyota designed it with a mid-engine layout. But unlike supercars where the engine sits behind the driver, the PREVIA's engine was literally under the front seats, tilted at a 75-degree angle. This egg-shaped van had nearly perfect weight distribution and handling characteristics that were unheard of in the minivan segment. But Toyota didn't stop there. In 1994, they introduced the supercharged version of the 2.4-liter 4-cylinder engine, boosting power from a modest 138 horsepower to a more respectable 161 horsepower. When paired with the optional ALL-TRAC all-wheel drive system and a manual transmission, the PREVIA became a surprisingly capable performer. The supercharged PREVIA could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 8.5 seconds. Not earth-shattering by today's standards, but impressively quick for a minivan in the mid-1990s. Its top speed was approximately 115 miles per hour. What makes the PREVIA truly special is the combination of its unusual mid-engine layout, available manual transmission, all-wheel drive, and supercharger. Features typically found on sports cars, not family vans. It's essentially the closest thing to a mid-engine supercar that could also take the kids to soccer practice. The engineering challenges Toyota overcame to create this van were substantial. The supercharger wasn't a traditional belt-driven unit attached directly to the engine. Due to the PREVIA's unusual engine placement, Toyota engineered an electronically controlled supercharger with its own dedicated drive belt system. The result was an incredibly complex but remarkably reliable powertrain. Today, supercharged ALL-TRAC PREVIAs with manual transmissions are highly sought after by enthusiasts. Their unique driving dynamics, quirky character, and Toyota reliability have created a cult following. Well-maintained examples have become collectible, with prices steadily rising for this unique piece of automotive engineering. While not the most powerful van on our list by a long shot, the PREVIA earns its high ranking through sheer engineering audacity and the fact that it was a genuine production vehicle that anyone could buy. A mid-engine, supercharged, all-wheel drive van with an available manual transmission is something we're unlikely to ever see from a manufacturer again. Number 1. Ford Supervan 4. Taking our number 1 spot is the newest and most technologically advanced supervan ever created, the 2022 Ford Supervan 4. After nearly 2 decades since the last Supervan, Ford stunned the automotive world when they unveiled the all-electric Supervan 4 at the 2022 Goodwood Festival of Speed. This isn't just an evolution of the Supervan concept, it's a complete reinvention for the electric age. Based on the Ford E-Transit Custom, the Supervan 4 features a custom-built, ultra-lightweight composite body with aggressive aerodynamics that make it look more like a Le Mans prototype than a commercial vehicle. But it's what's underneath that body that makes this van truly extraordinary. The Supervan 4 is powered by 4 electric motors, one for each wheel, that produce a combined output of nearly 2,000 horsepower. This incredible power allows the van to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 2 seconds, putting it in the same territory as the fastest hypercars and Formula One cars. The 50 kilowatt-hour liquid-cooled battery pack is mounted low in the chassis for optimal weight distribution and can be fully recharged in approximately 45 minutes using a standard fast charger. While the battery is relatively small compared to many electric vehicles, it's more than sufficient for the van's intended purpose of short, high-performance demonstration runs. What makes the Supervan 4 particularly impressive is its sophisticated drivetrain management. The van features multiple driving modes, including road, track, drag, drift, and even a rally mode for loose surfaces. Each mode adjusts the power delivery, regenerative braking, and torque vectoring to optimize performance for different conditions. During its debut run up the Goodwood Hill climb with racing driver Romain Dumas at the wheel, the Supervan 4 recorded a time of 46.58 seconds, making it one of the fastest commercial vehicles ever to tackle the famous course. Beyond just straight-line speed, the Supervan 4 features racing-derived suspension, massive brakes, and sophisticated aerodynamics that generate substantial downforce. It's not just a dragster, it's a fully capable track machine that happens to share its silhouette with a delivery van. The Supervan 4 represents the perfect fusion of Ford's commercial vehicle heritage and their commitment to an electric future. While it might not have the raw emotional appeal of the V8 and Formula One powered supervans of the past, its performance capabilities far exceed anything that came before it. As a technological showcase and a glimpse into what electric performance vehicles might be capable of, the Ford Supervan 4 rightfully earns its place as the fastest van ever created. And there you have it. The 5 fastest vans ever built, proving that extraordinary performance can come in the most unexpected packages. What's crazy about these vehicles is how they represent different approaches to the concept of a high-performance van. From factory-built sleepers like the Mercedes R63 AMG to the pure motorsport engineering of the Renault ESPACE F1, each brings something unique to the table. The evolution of these supervans also mirrors the broader automotive industry's journey. We've seen the transition from naturally aspirated engines to supercharging, the integration of Formula One technology, and now the emergence of all-electric powertrains capable of performance that would have seemed impossible just a decade ago. These vans challenge our preconceptions about what different vehicle types can be. They remind us that with enough engineering talent and a healthy disregard for convention, even the most utilitarian vehicles can be transformed into something extraordinary. Until next time, this is Jimmy reminding you that speed and performance can come in all shapes and sizes, even van-shaped ones. And wait until you see the next van video.